Hey everybody, I'm Lindsay Adler, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Westcott optical spot, gels, and color theory to create eye-catching images. Color is by far one of the most powerful tools available to photographers. But a lot of photographers don't take enough time to think about it and the color choices in their images. Plus, when I use gels, I have to figure out what colors will play nice together. And that's something called color harmonies, and of course, that's within color theory. And so one of the essential tools to help you make decisions about your color is going to be a color wheel. And so let's start off and let's decide that maybe I want to have a main light that is kind of a blue, maybe a blue-violet. Well, how do I figure out what other colors could work in this scene? Well, that's what my color wheel is for. So first of all, what I could do is I could look at that blue, blue-violet and go complementary. If you're familiar with the color wheel, you know that complementary means that the color is opposite on the color wheel. So I could do this blue, blue-violet and go over to a yellow-orange. And so that is where I'm going to begin with this first setup. All right, so let me break down the lighting. I am going to create two light setups. So this is the first one. And the only difference between the two shots is going to be the color of the background, because I want you to see how much of a difference it makes in the overall mood, the overall way that the photo lands and makes you feel. So our first light that we have here is the Westcott optical spot, which I designed in unison with Westcott. And I designed it because I have a lot of experience with creating slices of light, and I wanted to be able to have control. And so one of the important features of the optical spot is that it has leaves. What these leaves allowed me to do is close them down so I can create just tiny slivers of light on the face. I can just have a slice of light across the eyes, maybe a triangle over half of the face, or divide the face in half with light and shadow, and that's what I want to play with. So I'm going to begin there. I'm going to use this light and put some sort of shape on the subject's face, and then we'll start playing around with color. Perfect, that's exactly it. So I know this is annoying, don't move at all. Thanks, girl. Okay. So you can see so far that I've created this beautiful slice of light on the subject's face. And I did that by taking the leaves of the modifier and making like this tight little triangle. You'll also notice how sharp the edges are. What's great about this modifier is I can soften or sharpen the edges of the light by focusing or defocusing the lens. But so far, this is just white light, and I already told you this is going to be all about color. And so I've already decided that the main light in this shot is going to be that blue, blue-violet. What we've designed along with this modifier are little snap-on gels. So it makes it really, really easy to attach. So I'm going to add this blue gel to the light. And by the way, the optical spot actually comes with 5 gels in the kit. So let's take a look at how this blue is looking on her skin. Now you can see that we have that beautiful blue slice of light. So it's time for our first color harmony, which I've decided is going to be a complementary. So I'm going to go and add a yellow-orange gel to a background light. And I placed a strobe on a floor stand directly behind the subject so that I'd get a nice even light behind her. I want this to be really super saturated. What's great about this approach is that I have a warm-cold contrast. So she is just going to pop off of that background. All right, so let me add the background light. Okay, thank you. And let's add that gel. Great, come on back. Okay, so you're a little bit, lean forward just a little, come back right there. We have a ton of contrast now, not just contrast in the light, but also the color of the light. Now before I shoot, I think there's one more thing I want to add to the equation, and that is a star filter. what's going to happen is when this really hard light source from the optical spot hits the sparkles of her makeup or the reflections on her clothing, it's going to give me these beautiful little starbursts. So I think it'll add a little bit something extra to the image. So let's try again, but let's add the star filter. So to see the star filter effect, you do have to look closely, and you see the little sparkles on the eye makeup and on the dress. And depending on where she positions her body, sometimes I'll see huge sparkles. I like it, in this case, a little bit more subtle, just for a little bit of extra interest to the shot. So let's start here. And remember that the shot is really made in the final steps. It's all of it together, but I need to get the right composition, the right pose, the right expression. And so I'm going to look for poses that are clean, bold, graphic, strong, because that is what I like to include in my style. Okay, so now I'm gonna have you look your chin strong this way, and then turn your shoulders towards me just a little bit, drop that back shoulder, and then really strong jawline out. Beautiful, just like that. That's an image made with color harmony #1, complementary colors. But I am seeking to try a little bit of a different approach. And so the next color theory, next color harmony I want to introduce you to is something called analogous color schemes. And basically what that means is that the colors are next to each other on the color wheel. And so in this case, next to the blue, blue-violet, I could go something more in a blue-green, kind of in the teal range. Now, analogous colors are very soothing, they're calm, they're peaceful, and so that emotional reaction is going to totally change the mood of the shot. So let me switch out the color of the background gel. That's all I'm going to change in this image. With this color change, you can see that there's very similar hues between the subject and the background, and it has a totally different emotional feel. So for this shot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around. I'm going to try to use the leaves to create different shapes on the subject's face and just see what I like. All right, so let's play. Okay, perfect. Taking a look at the two different images that we created, they are totally different in feel, but all I did is swap out one gel on the background, and the shots look completely different. And that is the power of color theory. Now to summarize, what I had was the optical spot is the main light, and I used the leaves to open and close and create different shapes. And then I popped on a blue gel with one of the gels made specifically for this modifier. And then I had another strobe on a floor stand directly behind the subject, and I switched out the colors. I did one that was yellow-orange as a gel, and then I switched it over to a teal. And voila, totally different looks. Now I want to hear from you. These two images are totally different, but which one do you like better and why? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you like videos like these, be sure to subscribe because there's a lot more of this great content here. And then one more thing, you're definitely going to want to pick up one of these optical spots because it's a great modifier that gives you tons of control, and I designed it just for you to allow you more creativity than you ever imagined in the studio. And so when you do pick it up, be sure to tag both me and Westcott because we cannot wait to see what you create. See you next time.